Motivation. Where do we find motivation? Where do you find motivation? Do you have motivation? I was just listening to Tim Fletcher YouTube video about motivation and how we lose motivation. As a child, if you don't get fed the joys of life, he compared it to anorexia. When you don't meet the need of eating, you soon lose the interest in eating. You lose the hunger, and I think when you have certain hobbies or joys in life that you practice on a daily basis as a child, and you kind of exhibit these joys to your parents and they don't acknowledge you, or if there's somebody that doesn't acknowledge you, when you're looking for that acknowledgement, you soon lose the need or the want to do those things that brought you joy. And one way to bring it back is to practice it, just like eating food on a regular basis, on a daily basis. At certain times you eat food, whether you want it or not. So in the same way, you can bring back motivation to do things like that. I was thinking about journaling, as I journal every morning. A page, 2 pages, 3 pages, depends on how much time I've got. I had 3 pages this morning because I have a day off. But you start to get the motivation back. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm looking forward to writing. Not all the time, but to be honest, recently pretty much all the time, and I've been doing it for almost 1.5 years, if not more. It's my time, and I always find difficulty in finding time for myself. And as I was cycling to the place where I started to record this video, I was thinking about painting, which I haven't done in a while. And it's interesting how we escape the things that we want to do, really. Like, I wanted to paint for so long, and I haven't allowed myself to do that because I haven't found the time to do it. And I don't know if I'll find the time today as well, because there's always something else that comes up. But I need to reintroduce painting into my daily tasks. Doesn't matter how little time that I will spend painting will be, but I need to reintroduce it because it's important for me. It's important for my well-being. I find myself like slowly feeling like I'm dying inside if I don't take part in painting. So I'm gonna set the goal to get back to it, since I have a show coming up in June next year, a show that I've been waiting for 3 years, and supposedly was supposed to prepare for the show already, but I haven't even started. Well, I have started, I have the idea, but I'm waiting the approval of the funding from January, so I'm planning to perhaps pause my work, my job, I'm not finding that much joy at my work, to be honest, because it's a bit of a toxic environment. But I'm trying to find ways how to break out of the old ways of thinking. Like, I have the power, you have the power to change the things in your environment, in your workplace. I mean, if you have a boss that's getting on your nerves, that's abusing you in a psychological way, you can risk it in a way. You can say no to the things that they're asking you to do. You can say, no, I will not do that. You have the right to say no. And for a long time, I felt like I can't say no, you know? I felt like, and people will use and abuse your, I don't know, kindness, naivety. They will, not everybody, but it's hard to find, it's rare to find people that aren't gonna abuse your kindness or your kind of willingness to do some things for them. But some people will just see it in you. They will pretend that they're really nice, and they will ask you for favors continuously, even though you don't want to do them any favors, because you know they're not actually nice people. They're just using their powers because they're your boss. So I had some of these experiences recently, but a friend of mine gave me some advice, and I'm really thankful to her that you don't really, because that's where the motivation starts to end. You know, you kind of have this joy of life, you know, you have this willingness to do some things, and then there's these barriers, there's these obstacles that get in the way and sort of drain you out of your motivation because they take up your space. And if you're a traumatized kid, you're kind of unconsciously searching for these people that will make you busy with their bullshit so you don't have to attend to your own. You know, you will go out of your way to please somebody instead of pleasing yourself and doing something for yourself. So yeah, it's a weird things I'm thinking about recently since my birthday has passed. It's always like that, a new year, new fresh year that starts, and it brings all these new ways of thinking, like, why am I acting this way? Like, why have I always acted this way? Why don't I try a different approach? Why don't I try to give less energy to that and give more energy to that thing that I abandoned for a while? And slowly you notice that you start to gain motivation back. You kind of want to go back to the task that you've been doing and continue it. You know, you kind of want to work on a big project. You want to come up with something new, some new ideas or something new, and that brings you back the joy that you felt a while ago. And it also doesn't have to be big. In fact, it has to be small steps, because you can't achieve big goals without achieving little ones. And for me, that's always the way to do it. And I'm preaching all of this here, but I will see if I will let you know tomorrow if I actually painted today, if I do a video tomorrow. And yeah, I thought about talking about motivation because I saw this video of Tim Fletcher. Really good channel about trauma, even though, yeah, a friend of mine said, to forgive myself and not to I feel like sometimes people want to drive your attention away from focusing on the traumas and issues of your life, but I think it's important to dig deep and find out why you're a certain way, why you're this way or that way. It's like digging up the treasure lost. It's like, to me, it's like finding the jigsaw puzzle and putting the pieces together. Another thing I used to do as a kid. I think it's important, and I always admire people that do that. Thinking about it now, how I met anyone that does that. Whether it's a pleasant view to see somebody do that. I don't know. I'll think about that now. Because there's one thing to linger around your traumas and be a victim and feel like a victim. There's another way to actually to talk about those things and be finding out why you do it. Because a lot of the times, I think, when you're traumatized, you start to blame things on yourself. You find ways to blame yourself rather than blame the situation, or not necessarily the other person, but you start to blame yourself, and you forget that there's actually ways to fix it, and fixing happens in the now, because the old times aren't coming back. The old times are the old times. They're not going to get fixed, but the situations that you're experiencing now that are being affected by your traumas of the past can be fixed in the now, in the present, and you can make your life easier in that way. So don't be afraid to spend time with yourself. Don't be afraid to write, even if it's crap, even if it's like just shit that's coming out of your head. Like, I might go to the cafe now and just sit and upload this video, and then take out my exercise book and just write a couple pages of whatever comes to my head. Because you notice when you start writing, now I've been writing every day for, as I said, about a year and a half, and you start to notice these patterns, and you kind of get bored of them. But even if you're bored of them, they're still stuck in your head, and once you write it out, you feel like you let it go in a way. Or sometimes it leads you to another thought that you didn't know that was there, and you are sort of digging through your subconscious mind. And I appreciate people like that, people that aren't afraid to dig deep, ones that, the loners, they're sitting there in the corner and doing their thing, not bothering anybody, just minding their own business. And you can do that too, and you can bring joy to your own life. I bring joy to my own life with these videos, but you bring joy to me by watching them, reacting to them. I found that it's a good way to maybe help somebody, because I've heard that these videos help somebody, so that made me joyful. So you can make yourself joyful as well by giving yourself some time to reflect. And a pen and an exercise book doesn't cost a lot. A nice pen, it doesn't have to be expensive, just something that rolls really nicely and puts ink on the paper is enough. Bic, always a good one to choose is a Bic. But yeah, and that's how you can find out what's wrong about you and what's right about you. So when you find out what's wrong, you can also find out what's right. You can affirm yourself. You can write things to affirm yourself. You can write down a date. So once you look back through it, once you find that book, you look at it and you think, wow, I've come a long way since I've seen that video, since I wrote about that thing, Yeah, I looked through some of my journals the other day, and I was like, oh wow, I was thinking about that at that time. There's still a lot of crap. There's just a lot of nonsense, but to me it's crap. To somebody else it might be gold. It might be something that they find that is useful for them, as people find these videos useful. And I'm super grateful for nearly 400 people who said yes to my videos. There's probably been more, some people logged out of these videos, but I'm just wondering about the numbers. Like 400 people is quite of a crowd, so I'm really grateful to all of you, and I'm proud of you for doing all the work that you've been doing with yourself, with your surroundings, with your loved ones. The way you've been talking to them, the way you've been showing yourself genuinely, because even if you think that you aren't genuine, you are being genuine. You can call yourself a chosen one. You've been chosen for this life, to come down here and bring light, because we're all light bearers. We've forgotten that that's our work, and sometimes light can be shown in not the brightest colors, let's put it like that. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm supposed to be this dark being, but I think I come across as quite, I don't know, some people say like happy-go-lucky, naive, but I do have dark sides, and I'm holding them, I'm holding them. I'm waiting for them to erupt in a way, in some situations that would need that power, because I've been in situations before where I needed to use that, and it's liberating. It's liberating to use it. It can be very destructive. It can be very empowering, and it can do good, but it can also do bad. So it's very important to know how to use it and to concentrate it in a way, to concentrate it in a nice laser beam, something like that. So, because it's your power, and you have that power in you. You have that superpower that only you have, and it's important to use it, but at the right time, at the right place, with the right people. But I think there will come a day where you will be pushed in the corner, and the only one way to break out from that corner will be to use that power, and you will have no other choice but to use that power, and you will learn how to use it, and it will be the greatest gift for you, but then you'll realize it will be the greatest gift for the world as well, because the truth will always set you free, and the truth is one of the greatest gifts, because it kills all the bullshit. And sometimes, if not all the time, if not a lot of the time, we need the truth, and people are scared to tell the truth to others. People are scared to hurt them, but real truth, honest truth, said from the heart, won't hurt you. It will push you forward. It will propel you for the brighter future, for the better days. So it was cold today. I was like, how am I going to record this video? As I'm recording it, I feel like I'm way warmer than I was before. And walking really helps as well. So go outside and walk for a bit. And this is the video for today. So hopefully you got something out of it. As always, I'm proud of you. I love you. Have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Much love. Take care. And peace.